Good morning. We're live from the second full day of the LMA Conference here in New Orleans. I'm here with John Simpson, the CEO of OneNorth, the very generous sponsor of tonight's Let the Good Time Roll party for everybody at the LMA Conference. Good morning, John. How are you?
Good morning, Stefanie. It's really great to be here.
Thank you. How many LMA conferences have you been at?
I have been to every conference since 2001 except for one. So whatever that number is, 16, 17, but this is the biggest and the best by far.
Wow, that's a lot of LMA conferences. So, John, what are you hoping to do at the LMA conference this year?
You know, I'm really focusing on the sessions. The sessions, the diversity of the sessions, and what we're talking about today is just incredible compared to, again, when I started this in Toronto in 2001. So I'm really looking forward to just attending a lot of the sessions and sort of being a civilian at the LMA conference.
That's terrific. So we really thank OneNorth for sponsoring tonight's party, which starts, I think, at 6 o'clock, 6:30? 6:30. So please join us tonight. And we really do thank OneNorth for being a sponsor. I know that John has downloaded the app, and I know that you guys have also downloaded the app. It's right here. I also know that you guys are using the Snapchat filter, so please do that. We have a dedicated LMA Snapchat filter. Right now, we're going to go in a little bit, and we're going to have our opening remarks by Betsy Roach, the president of the LMA, our conference co-chairs, and then we're going to have our keynote speaker, Catherine Sanderson, who's going to talk about incorporating happiness into your life, which I think is something we all could use a little bit more of. Happiness. It's a good thing. And then in a little bit, we're also going to start the full day of sessions. So breakout sessions, there'll be a networking lunch, followed by a full day of programming, lots to have, all the body of knowledge, kinds of things you'd want in terms of marketing, communications, CRM programming, just about everything. John, is there anything specific that you're going to go to today?
Well, of course, I'm going to go to Khalid Peekna's session. My colleague is putting on a great session on orchestration. I think it happens at 1:45, so be there.
Well, that's a nice plug. So we thank you for joining us today, John. Thank you, and go have a great time in there. All right, we thank OneNorth. So one of the great things about this conference also is that you really should make sure that you are participating in the conference and that you are immersing yourself. So don't check your email too much. Don't go back to your room. Try not to work too much. Really try and do as much as you possibly can to immerse yourself in this entire conference experience and make the most of it. You're here, you're on your firm's dime. Like, really try to do as much as you can to be here and be in the moment. So it's a really terrific thing. So I think we're getting started. I hear the music in there. I know a lot of you can't be here in person, and I know that that can be tough for some folks. So we are just about to get started. I see that it's just about getting going. So
yeah, Johnny. But you know, some of our stories aren't so straightforward. In fact, they make no sense at all. While others prove that great things can happen, even on a Monday night.
Listen to this crowd.
The story of our city is the story of all of its stories, strung together like beads or rosaries, which some might call the same thing. Because for 300 years, great stories have started the same way. One time in New Orleans.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mark Romi with New Orleans Marketing Tourism Corp, Catherine Durzo with Wilmer Hale, and Brian Dare with Foley Gardia.
Morning.
Morning.
Do you have the clicker?
Tourism Marketing Corporation, and it gives me a great pleasure to welcome all of you to New Orleans, the Legal Marketing Association. Our city is celebrating its 300th anniversary this year, and we're so happy to have you with us for the celebration and for this important conference. And so we want you to have a great time. Now, we don't have keys to the city, we have beads to the city. So I'm proud and happy to present this to Brian and Catherine to kick things off. These beads will get you anywhere in New Orleans that you really need to go. So with that, y'all have a great time this week. Thank you for being in our great city, and enjoy yourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, Mark.
See you, Brian.
There we go. Thank you, Mark. So good morning, LMA.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to New Orleans.
So my name is Catherine, and on behalf of Mark and myself, we want to start by welcoming all of you to our 33rd annual conference. And are you ready to make it the very best one yet? Yes. Oh, that's pathetic. No. I want immediate reaction. We need that today, all right? Are you ready to make it the best one yet?
Well, we are counting on you to do that for sure. Thanks to all 1,500 of you coming from 46 states, 19 countries to be here a part of this amazing conference.
As co-chairs of this year's conference committee, we've had the pleasure of working with our fabulous committee members and LMA leadership, and thank you so much. And you'll learn more about these wonderful folks in a few minutes.
We're excited about what the committee has put together this year for you all. What you will see over the next 2 days represents months of planning and effort to make this a great experience for you. From the all-new leadership conference that was held yesterday during the pre-conference sessions to 2 days featuring more than 85 new speakers and 40 sessions covering all 6 body knowledge domains. There really is something there for everyone.
The primary goal for us was to focus on content that would be helping you, each and every one of you, to create your own path to success. You've all traveled a different path to get here, and you all have a unique story to tell.
Legal industry is changing so quickly. It's really important to take advantage of the time you have here. Engage in many conversations as you can with the speakers, the panelists, and other attendees here at the conference.
And what better place to tell stories than New Orleans? New Orleans is a city that shines with resilience and diversity and authenticity, which is very much like our own legal marketing community. A conversation, an introduction, an experience that you have here could be just the spark you need for yourself or your firm once you get back. So no doubt this conference can bring out the best in you. Take full advantage.
And I can tell you from personal experience, don't wait. Whether you're new to legal marketing or a longtime veteran, you never know how this industry's changes will affect you or your firm. Since last year when I joined the conference committee, just 12 months ago, I'm at my 3rd law firm due to industry changes and firm combinations. It's been quite a whirlwind over the last 12 months, but I can tell you that the relationships I've made through the LMA community have helped me tremendously, both here at the conference and year-round.
So, can I get a raise of hands from those of you who've met a friend, someone who's inspired you or helped you through LMA or an LMA conference? Okay, wow. I think that says enough. Amazing.
Community matters, absolutely. And even though I now own several sets of firm business cards and have more firm-branded merchandise than I really know what to do with, the experience has given me a great story to tell others and share with the community. After all, it's about making connections, making the most of your opportunities.
It's definitely about connections and also about sharing. This industry can be tough. And it's important to know that we really are surrounded by the best of legal marketing while we're at this conference. Learn from others who have stories to share, and you might be surprised how sharing your own experiences can help your own stories and how you can make a difference.
One of the easiest and best ways to engage is to ask questions. Make sure to speak up at the Q&A sessions, the lunch tables, and in the exhibit hall. And make sure to use the conference mobile app. The app is already loaded with information about sessions, speakers, networking events, and much more.
It also has valuable information about attendees. P.S. Be sure to register as an attendee. That's how it has valuable information about you as an attendee. I found that out, so sharing that particular point. And that also gives you ways to connect with other folks. You can use it to jot down a few key takeaways when you're at a particular session. So be sure to take a minute this morning and download that app.
And extend the conversation online as well through social media. Use the hashtag LMA18. Share your aha moments from sessions and conversations. And don't forget to share your best New Orleans selfies with hashtag LMA18selfie. Encourage team members back home to tune in to the LMA's Facebook Live episodes that are being filmed right here at the conference.
It is a great way to share the LMA love and learnings with our broader community. And those aha moments are possibly the most memorable, especially if they're candid and possibly even a little rueful, because we are in New Orleans after all, which is where true connections can begin. So make the most of your time and get the most out of your conference experience.
And I think you can all create stories here and have a great experience. So on behalf of Catherine and myself, we're really proud to have been a part of this committee and this year's program. Thank you so much for being here, and hope you enjoy the conference.
Thank you. Now please join Brian and me in welcoming Ashraf Lakhani, the President of the 2018 LMA Board of Directors, as well as LMA's Executive Director, Betsy Roach.
But I said that.
Good morning, LMA. I think I can see you. It's very bright in here. What a great way to start the day, right, Betsy?
It really is. It is. And welcome to LMania.
Well, I do want to welcome each and every one of you. It's good to see that this half of the room is balancing out with this half of the room. So I want to start with a quick survey, something I'm dying to know. How many of you went to WrestleMania on Sunday? Wow. Maybe? So that's one of the reasons I love this conference. Let's do a quick show of hands. So, Betsy, when did you get to New Orleans?
Got here bright and early on Saturday.
So I got here on Saturday as well. How many of you got here on Friday? Please raise your hands and keep them up. Okay. How many of you got here on Saturday? So Friday, keep your hands up. Saturdays, keep your hands up. How many of you got here on Sunday?
Wow, great.
So this is why I love this conference. It's Tuesday morning and we're at the opening reception. Most of you have already made a weekend out of it, right? And it's not to come and learn, it's to be with everyone in this room and to be with our friends, which is, to me, is the best part.
And while we're no WrestleMania, our community is really what makes us unique. It's our annual conference like this that is such an extraordinary gathering. But each and every conference has its own unique flavor. And while at conferences year to year, there's new leaders, there's new attendees, one of the many things that's in common conference to conference is that renewed energy that you all bring. It really is just a great microcosm of all the positive work that we do together, whether it's for our association or the legal industry.
That's right. So before we get too deep, I just want to take a few moments to thank a few people. So I'm going to ask some groups to stand, and just stay standing as I ask you to stand. So first and foremost is the fantastic conference committee. You just met Catherine and Brian. I want all of the members of the conference committee to stand, please, and remain standing. This group spent the better part of a year vetting some tremendous speakers, going through submissions for speakers, spending time ensuring that speakers had the resources they needed, that the content that you're going to see over the next 2 days really meets our LMA expectations. So thanks to all of them. So stay standing.
And while we're at it, anyone who's a leader at the local level, the regional level, or the international, will you please stand?
Come on, all of our LMA leaders, please stand. Thank you to all of you. So we had this great reception yesterday to kick off the conference for the first timers for the opening.
Stay standing.
Everyone stay standing if you're up.
Yep.
You're going to be sitting a lot today, so stretch your legs.
Yep.
First timers, please stand up. Let's welcome our first timers.
Look at that. Wow. Awesome. And if you've been to this conference before, please stand. So let's give you all a loud round of applause for everything you do with and for LMA.
Thank you, everyone. So my first LMA conference was in 2008. Those of us that were working in the legal industry back then know that those were the golden years of legal. My memory fades, but I'm pretty sure they were champagne pyramids, which I saw yesterday, and fire-breathing bartenders, and I think that was just at this opening session.
Exactly.
Do you remember that conference?
Yeah,
Betsy?
I do. In 2008, that was actually my first conference in this role, and we were in Los Angeles, and I just have so many wonderful memories, and it was quite eye-opening in a lot of respects. But one of the first people that I met was Kevin Iredale, who's somewhere over there, because I tossed beads to him this morning. But at the time, Kevin was with ALM, and he was working at the ALM booth, which was the first booth that we saw upon walking into the exhibit hall, and he was passing out mimosas. And I just, that experience really confirmed that I'd finally found my people. And each and every conference since then and every interaction really continues to reinforce that feeling.
So I know exactly what you mean, Betsy. So back in 2008, I was relatively new to legal marketing. And I had the good fortune, my boss at the firm I was with had allowed me to go to the conference, which was a big deal. And I knew pretty early on that these were my people, as Betsy said, and I could make a career out of this. So I had no idea 10 years back I'd be standing in front of a room full of people with the humbling honor of being the president of this great association. So I've had a lot of time to reflect leading up to this. As you might imagine, it's a pretty significant personal moment. And one of the things that I've thought a lot about leading up to this conference is that, so 10 years ago, I was sitting in this audience, new to the industry, that somewhere out here is the 2028 president of the LMA. And I hope that whoever you are inspired like I was to jump in with both feet and really make this a career. So I like to say that, I say this a lot to my friends and people who know me, I say that unlike the attorneys we work for, we're not legal marketers because our parents were legal marketers or their parents before them, right? We chose this career, right? It's relatively new and we chose it. And I mean, just look around you right now, soak it in, look what it's become. It's terrific and it's amazing, and we all get to be a small part of something that's really growing and is fantastic.
It really has grown a lot, and I completely agree about choosing to make this a career. In the late 1990s, I was with a law firm in San Francisco, and at the time it was the Bay Area chapter, and those leaders taught me how to navigate the structure and the culture of a law firm. They taught me how to do my job because I too was new to the industry. I was immediately asked to be on the board, and since I was the new kid on the block, I drew the short straw, and I was actually asked to be the chapter treasurer. So I got to dive right into the financials, but never did I imagine that I'd then go on to spend 8 years with the American Bar Association, and now nearly 11 years in this role. But y'all keep me on my toes, and I'm learning and growing in ways that I never thought possible.
Okay, so I talked about this being very personal for me. So I'm going to steal, I don't know if I'm ever going to have this opportunity again, to do something very selfish and personal, so please bear with me. So I don't know how many of you had a chance to explain what you do to your parents, right? My parents have no idea what I do. I've tried. You know, they say I work for a law firm. Always, you tell his friends, oh, he's a lawyer. No, he does something else. But we're not sure what it is. So I said, what better way to have them understand the people that I work with and the community that I'm in, then invite them. So mom and dad are up here. So please join me in giving my mom and dad a round of applause. Okay, let's get back to business. Sorry, I just had to do that. So this conference is what you make of it, right? And from the hands that were raised when we got here, and maybe some of the empty seats over here, people are making a lot of it. Our LMA is thriving right now, and as far as I know, Betsy, the FBI has not visited my personal lawyer, so
that's right.
We are doing really well. We continue to focus on our core strategies, which is really creating a welcoming community and providing professional development for each and every one of our members.
That's right. We're also pushing forward with new ideas to ensure that we're relevant for our members, and we continue to provide value going into the future. We have great energy around our new advocacy and diversity and inclusion initiatives. We're in the middle of the most comprehensive member value research studies so that we can really truly understand what you all value and how we can best deliver it to you.
Our regions continue to grow, and we continue to find new and innovative ways to deliver content. I did a Facebook Live thing yesterday, and I kept asking, are people really sitting at their computer watching me talk about the LMA Conference? And Andy assured me that at least his mom was watching, so that was good to know. But we continue. In the past, this conference has been inside these four walls. Social media, technology has allowed us to take this not only from here, but really use this as a platform to launch the rest of the year. And we continue to bring our members closer and closer together, which is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to spend some time tomorrow morning before the General Counsel panel going through our annual report. So you'll be able to learn a few more specifics about the organization and where we're headed. But for now, let's kick off the conference with an uplifting message.
So it's my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker. Catherine Sanderson has been part of the faculty at Amherst College since 1997. Her students, her alumni,